My name is Phil Labarge, 7th semester guitar player at Berklee. I'm from Detroit, well, a little suburb of Detroit. And then I spent a couple years in Las Vegas when I was 21. Came out here, so now I'm 24. Well, I've always kind of had my eye on Berklee, to be honest, in high school and whatnot. Growing up where I did, I don't know, going into music wasn't exactly the most socially accepted thing to do, I guess. It would be business, law, and medicine, you know, predominantly engineering. I mean, music was always a big hobby. I was always in little side projects and bands and whatnot. But I was actually, you know, going to school for business. That was my first 2 years of college. And after I left Detroit, I went to Las Vegas, doing the same thing. And then that's where I did the Luxor talent show, and I got first place in that. So I, after a pep talk with one of the producers of the show, you know, next thing I know, I was applying to Berklee. Pretty much the audition was the scariest part, obviously. The interview I wasn't too nervous about because I was coming from a business-related field anyways, where I always had to continuously talk to people. So the interview wasn't too scary. The audition, I had no clue what to expect. I mean, they tell you, you know, there's going to be an ear training thing and a sight reading thing, but you still, until you do it, don't know what to expect. So the best thing was just to try to prepare for it. Like 6 months before the audition, I started sight reading every day, and minimum of like a half hour a day. Sometimes I could, sometimes not, but always trying to meet that goal. And then when the audition came around, pretty much played my piece, my performance piece, and that went really well. That was really neat. The judges were loving it, and I actually was able to draw a little bit of a crowd outside the door, which was really cool, which made me feel calm and comfortable.
What did you play?
Steve Vai, For the Love of God, that big 8-minute, you know, solo extravaganza. Then was the ear training, and that was the scariest for me because I've never really, you know, done any ear training other than learning everything by ear. It turned out to be the best part because, you know, they play a phrase on the piano and see if you can, you know, mimic it, and that went really well. It took me a good semester or two to figure out what major I was going to do. Berklee has 12 different majors, and they all have their strengths and weaknesses. So originally I was going to do performance, and then I went around and talked to the different department heads, and I recommend this to anyone, to any of you planning on going to Berklee. Talk to the different department heads and really kind of pick their brain about the program and the major. So I talked to the different department heads, and contemporary writing and production really took the cake. How it's a 2-tiered program between the writing and the production side. Really cool. When I started the program, I was a good guitar player, and that was it. Now that I'm almost done with the program, now I can write for a small band, I can write for a large ensemble. By the end of next semester, I should be able to write for a full orchestra. And the cool thing is, too, being able to engineer, how to mix and edit your own stuff, how to record your own stuff, how to, you know Pro Tools and Digital Performer really well. So where I might have started out as a good guitar player, now I call myself a musician. For anyone coming to Berklee as a guitar player, well, just know that Berklee's really cut back on, I don't want to say cut back, but they've definitely gotten more competitive with the guitar department. So, you know, I know sight reading is, you know, always the evil of guitar players, but, you know, it's a lot of fun when you start it. And I would try to, like brushing your teeth, do it before you go to bed every night and try to get up on that. That'll really help your odds. And CWP department, if you're familiar with Digital Performer or Pro Tools, great, you know, stick with that. But and if not, then, you know, try to get into Pro Tools or Digital Performer. With the road ahead, I'll be done with Berklee in December, and I'd really love to go to graduate school. Studying all the classical harmony and stuff here, I found out I'm really a big harmony nerd, and I really love studying all the theory and composing. So graduate school would be awesome, be great. But I mean, ideally, I'd love to have my own band and perform my pieces and And other than that, maybe teaching. I found I really love teaching too. So any of the above, I'd be happy. Be better in construction. So
Thank you.
yeah, no problem.